I'm going to make a custom pendant in Pencil. Pencil is a super easy to use design platform where you can design products that can be directly manufactured. And one of the cool things that you can design here is jewelry. So I'm going to start by selecting a pendant template. As you can see, there are a whole bunch of different templates. They're just really the starting spot for being able to create designs. I'm going to go with a raised edge rectangle pendant because I want to have like a little bit of a border around my design here. There's quite a few different options for actually changing the shape and size of this. So I want to make that a little bit larger. I want it to be about 25 centimeters. That's going to be about an inch or so. I want it to be a little bit wider than that too. Let's see what 20 looks like. Yeah, that's looking good. Definitely a little bit thicker. Let's try doing 4 millimeters and see how that looks. And we can adjust the edge height here as well. So that's going to make that edge a little bit higher. You don't want it to be too high because depending on your manufacturing process or the jewel you're having make it, it's going to be a little bit hard to get in there and polish everything if it's too high. So I might drop that down to 2.5 and cool. Awesome. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to put a custom image on it. So we're going to use elements to do that. So with elements, we have a whole range of different things that we can engrave or emboss into a design. I'm actually going to do a Zodiac symbol on this one. So let's go ahead, let's look for Zodiac and see what comes up. Okay, so there's a heap in here. There's also some little Zodiac boats, which we won't be doing in this particular design. I kind of like that. I think that looks pretty cool. So to put it in position, let's move the camera to the front and then let's just double click, and it is snapping there in the center. So we can see that that's there and it is embossed, right? So it's coming out of the surface. Let's make this bigger. Let's make it even bigger. And maybe a little bit thicker as well. Cool, I think that's looking good. So the next thing I want to do is I actually want to engrave it. So let's click engrave. And what engrave is going to do is engrave is actually going to like depress that into the surface. So it's actually cutting it out of the surface. The next thing I want to do is I want to add a bail on top or a jump ring on top. That's going to allow us to connect this to a chain. And I'm going to go ahead with just a plain tapered bail. I made the pendant pretty big, so let's see what a 5 millimeter bail looks like. I wonder if we should actually go a little bit larger than that. Yeah, that's looking right. Now, if I click on the top view here, I can actually get that, and so I can use the centering snapping tools, which you can see those red lines, and you can actually, as you're moving it, you'll feel it snap into place. So I'm just going to snap that into place right in the center there. I'm then going to click on it again and rotate it. So I want to rotate this 90 degrees, and the reason I want to do that is so a chain can go through it. Let's just have a look at the top, make sure that is perfectly rotated. And that looks good. And again, let's look from the front, from the side. And so very quickly, we've just created a nice Zodiac pendant here. We've got a bail on top. We've got that Zodiac symbol engraved into the surface of it. Now, the next thing you can do is you can download that as a fully manufacturable, what's called an STL file that can be sent to a jeweler or to a factory to make it. In addition to that, you can connect directly with jewelers and manufacturers in Pencil to make designs for you, whether it's single designs or whether you're making an entire line and looking to make quantity of them.